Hello everybody, this is Dr. Stringer. I hope everybody had a good break, whether it be summer or winter break, whatever the case may be, is whatever semester this is. Welcome to Criminal Course. This is the online section. Obviously, if you are not intending to take an online class, you are in the wrong place. So I wanted to just briefly introduce, the course to you all. Hopefully you already watched my video, or I briefly introduced myself to you all. So I really just wanted to kind of show you about the course. With those of you that haven't taken an online course before, you might not be familiar with things, as well as some things that are particular to this course. So as you can see, this is the home screen. This is not the home screen that you will have. This is my view, and I do this because I want to go through some things that you don't have access to right now. But you'll see the first thing I want to touch on is that all of your modules are going to be due at 5 p.m. each Monday. And I know that some of you might want it to be due at midnight or something like that. They'll be open from 5 p.m. the Monday before until 5 p.m. the Monday afterwards. So you still have the same amount of time as if it was open from midnight to midnight. It's just a deadline of 5 p.m. So with that said, those of you that work all day until 5 o'clock on Mondays, you might want to think about doing it over the weekend or maybe some night sometime the week before, I don't know. So you have plenty of time to do them, just as much time as if it was a midnight deadline. Just make sure that you don't wait till the last minute if you're working all day, because that will be kind of challenging. So just to get into the content of the course a little bit, the first module, which is going to be open obviously now because you're watching this video, is the Module 1 Start Here module. You'll see some learning objectives checklist, which will be in pretty much each module. And then there's the syllabus. Hopefully you've already looked at that, or you will after this video. And then the course tour video, which you're watching now, and my introduction video. And so pretty much every week you're going to have a discussion board and a quiz. In each module, except for the two modules where you have exams. You won't have a quiz or a discussion board in those modules. You'll have an exam for those modules, and I feel like that's enough. If anybody wants to maybe add a discussion board, then quiz, and that's fine with me, but most students don't really want additional work. So this has worked so far in the past, so I'm sticking with it. So for this module, just briefly introduce yourself to the class, and do the quiz. The quiz is mainly on stuff from this video, my introduction video, and the course syllabus. Be careful and make sure that you read the course syllabus and go through there and look and make sure that you know everything that you're doing. So this is the Module 2. This is the first content module. Pretty much all the modules in the course are going to look like this. You'll have some learning objectives, the checklist, and then I'll usually do a video lecture, and then your discussion board, and then Module 2 quiz, and then you might have a preview to what's going to be happening in the next module, just to give you a little heads up. And obviously you should be reading along in your textbook and reading those articles that are the end of chapter. I know some of students in the past have had challenges because they just want to read the chapter and they don't want to read the additional articles, but make sure that you do that because those types of things will be on your quizzes as well as on your exams, and I will usually talk about them to some extent, as well as some other things in the online lecture to help bring all of that together for you all. Your midterm is over here. Obviously, I'm not going to click on it and allow you to see the midterm at this point. You will have a review, which is a Word document, and a midterm. There will be some essay questions on the midterm. I know some of you have different feelings about that, and then the final exam will be a similar format. All the other questions are multiple choice. So just to look at the syllabus a little bit briefly, obviously, hopefully you all will go and look through there as well. My email address is on here. One thing I wanted to mention too. If you need to get in touch with me, I do prefer that you email me rather than using D2L, because what happens is D2L sends me an email, and I don't know that it's from D2L, but then when I reply to it, you don't get it. And then what happens is 2 or 3 days later, it gives me this error message that says that it was undeliverable, and then you haven't gotten a response. I don't remember what I said, and it becomes this problematic issue. And so if you do email me through D2L and then you don't get a response, chances are I replied to you, you just didn't get it because it went through D2L and it wasn't deliverable. So if you do that and you don't get a response, then send me an email, or just send me an email directly to my rstring7 regular email address, and that should go through and be perfectly fine, and it's usually the best way to get in touch with me. I do have office hours for those of you that are nearby, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 12, and by appointments. So for those of you that aren't, out of state or out of the area, if you need to come by, and if you're out of state and you want to travel to come and talk, then that's fine too. But I have yet to have that happen. So just moving on through the syllabus, your required readings are going to come from this Quartz Reader by Spohn and Hemmons, which is the new edition. So hopefully you all have that, or will get it sometime in the near future. You won't need it for the first module, which is this week, like I said, because you're just going through the syllabus and kind of reacclimating to college life and all of that good stuff. There will be 2 exams, a midterm and a final. Each is worth 85 points. Multiple choice and essays, like I said. You have 2 hours to do it. There will be a study guide, like I said, module quizzes, discussion boards. So here's how your final grade is going to be made up in this class: midterm, final, the quizzes, discussion boards, and research paper. And so I want to briefly touch on this. Make sure that you do these, because these actually cumulatively are worth more points than your final and your midterm. So if you don't do any of them, that's really going to hurt your grade. At the same time, if you miss one here or there, it's only 10 points. So it's 10 out of 500 points, but it's not going to kill you to miss one, but try to do them as best as you can. Late assignments, I don't do late assignments. You guys have a week to do all this stuff, so that should not be a problem. Unless you have an emergency or something like that, then obviously let me know, and that kind of stuff has to be documented as per university protocol. And then we got some other policies and stuff like that from the university, which you can look at as you need to, and go ahead and skim through those. So here is the course schedule, and I wanted to point out here that this is where you're going to have what you're supposed to be reading each week. So you'll want to look at this every week. I usually tell people to just print it out, because then it's easier to say, okay, and then keep it printed out in your textbook, so when you take your textbook somewhere what you're supposed to be reading each week. And we do pretty much go through it, with the exception of some exceptions, kind of linearly, so we go from chapter to chapter to chapter, from 1 to 2 to 3 and so forth, but there is some changes in there. And so do take a look at this and let me know if you have any questions and all that good kind of stuff. So that was just kind of, I just wanted to introduce you all to the course and let you know kind of the overview of procedures, kind of as we would do on the first day of course, or the first day of classes, if this was a face-to-face class, and give you an idea of what we're going to expect and what we're going to do here. So with that being said, I look forward to reading all of your introductions to the course. Welcome to the course, and I hope that you all have a good semester, and obviously send me an email if you have any questions. Thanks.